Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Welcome back. So you know what we're getting into today. We are talking about the tarot. Please don't say that. But we are going to be diving into the tarot card by card for the next 78 weeks or possibly less, because I realize that's a long time. That's more than a year. But we'll see. But we are definitely going to get through each and every card, and each video is going to be dedicated to one card and one card only. So today we're starting with the Fool, and I'm going to stop chit-chatting about all of this other stuff and give you some ground rules. So this is a community effort here. We're all about collaborating thoughts, sharing, asking questions, answering questions. So if you have thoughts about the Fool card, if you have thoughts for the rest of this tarot study, please include them in the comments. Don't feel like you're just repeating what somebody else said, because your words may touch somebody else and it may resonate with somebody else better than any other teacher. And so please share. Let us know how the Fool shows up for you, questions you have about the Fool, and let that apply for the rest of this tarot study, okay? We don't do drama. We're not out here with the negativity, okay? You will get deleted, okay? Have no issue with that. And without further ado, let's get started. Okay, my love. So we're starting with the Fool out of the Rider-Waite tarot deck. And so the Fool out of most decks is correspondent with the number 0. It is the first, last, but most of the time people think of it as the first card out of the major arcana, which is all of the cards that are connected to a Roman numeral, and that's not directly connected with one of the suits. So like the swords, the wands, the coins, and the cups. Okay, so those are the minor arcana, and the Fool, along with the other Roman numeral cards, or the numbered cards, are the major arcana. So got that out of the way. So the Fool, so I can't lie, I have 3 decks of tarot cards that I'll be using throughout this study, and they're just my decks. So I have the typical Rider-Waite tarot deck. I have the Afro Avatar tarot, highly recommend, and then I have the Shaman tarot, I also highly recommend. I love my decks. So the Fool. Hopefully you can see this. The Fool. And so this card has different depictions, but most of it you're going to see it as this person with like one person and possibly a companion. So here there is a little dog here. That also is the case for my Shaman tarot, but most of the time it's going to be one person, particularly a male-ish, masculine type figure, and they might be holding something, and there's a companion. And also some other symbols that you'll see in the Fool card is a mountainside or some sort of like rock formation, making it seem like this person is at the edge of that rock, open background, possibly some other land features like water, other trees, other mountains, and the sun possibly as well. But the main focus is going to be on the person. And so, you know, like throughout, as I was like taking my time to like write out what I wanted to talk about, I just kept thinking the main character. So the major arcana is also considered as the Fool's Journey. The Fool's Journey. And it's pretty much this whole story of evolution, of growth. Sorry, felt like there was a piece of hair like falling on me. But there is like this growth, this maturation that happens throughout these 22 major arcana cards, and it's supposed to symbolize you growing through a stage, and the different stage, the different parts of the stage that happen when you are growing and going through something and transitioning and changing and evolving. Okay. And so this Fool comes in with this number 0. 0 representing nothing and everything at all. It's a continuous circle, so it just goes on and on and on. There is no ending, there is no beginning. It is everything. And again, it is nothing at all. And so it also reminds me of this wildness, this rawness, this complete vulnerability, this freedom, being unhinged. And you know, one thing that we have to remember about tarot cards is that they are a snapshot of a moment. They are a mindset, a snapshot of a mindset, a thought captured in one depiction. And while it's amazing, they are amazing snapshots, so crystal clear. It's also important that we pay attention to what's there, what's not there, what hasn't been seen, and what is seen. And so also being able to glean information from our own intuitive nature, because what you find is that what I may see as a symbol of hope, you may see a symbol of hesitancy, as reflection, or you might get some other part of the message that is necessary. So just be mindful that we all share in this collective knowledge, this collective wisdom, and what you pick up is vital just as much as what I pick up. And so this card is perfect for the start of our journey. We are the Fools right now. We are going through this tarot study, learning, exercising our thoughts, exercising our mindsets, and trying to stretch beyond what it is that we perceive the Fool to mean. And so the Fool also implies that, you know, when you think about the word fool, it implies one that acts without wisdom. That's what Oxford said. But also someone who is foolish, someone who deceives, someone who is silly. And originally, when the tarot was first created, it was depicted as a beggar, this wild man, someone who didn't have shoes, someone who had rags for clothes, had like a few belongings with him, but most of it was just like this beggar type of energy. And so then, you know, like when you think about the meaning of Fool and you add in this person who is just completely, we don't know what's going on through their mind, it brings up this question for me of, are you aware but choosing not to listen to your knowledge? Or are you truly ignorant? Do you truly not know? And either way, either way you think about the question or you answer the question will give you insight on how it is you should move forward. And so, you know, this person is there, and there's nothing stopping them except that companion, possibly. Sometimes in the different depictions throughout different tarot decks, you'll see the companion is tugging at the man's clothes. And so, but other than that, this person has their arms stretched out, holding their belongings, and is just there in this moment of surrender, in this moment of, I am tied to nothing. I am tied to myself. I am tied to the universe. That is it. No attachments, just there, just in it, free falling. And so a lot of the times when the Fool comes up, it signifies a new journey where you are moving forward without being held down or tied down to all of these different responsibilities and material things and people and experiences and your past, your present, your future. You're just here. You're just here. And so a lot of the times when we are faced with new journeys, what do? We get scared because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what to expect. And it's okay to be scared. It's okay to be hesitant. It's okay to have these feelings and these emotions about like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing here. But the fool can't stay here. We have to move forward. We have to keep going. The fool lets us know that it's okay to fall into your new journey. And the wonderful thing that I love about this companion is that it reminds us that we truly are not alone. There is always someone there rooting for us, whether we can see them or not. There is always someone rooting for you. And that's one thing that I love about the Fool card coming up. And the companion also reminds me that we have these guiding forces, because a lot of the times the depiction will have it be a dog. I've seen some cats, I've seen some other like owls or some other animals, but most of the time it'll be a dog. And what it reminds me of is that, think about dogs. Dogs are supportive. They're known for being loyal. They travel in packs, which continues to reiterate the fact that we are not truly alone. We are part of that dog's pack. This fool is the dog's pack. Even if it is a pack of two, they're still together. They have this keen sense of smell and great hearing. They move with their senses. They're also very intelligent. And we also connect with our dogs for emotional support, to lead and guide us, to help us see things that we can't see, hear things, smell things that we can't do because our senses are not as strong as theirs. And so it also helps us to use the Fool as this sign during a reading that yes, you are taking on this new journey and you're stepping into this like new world, but guess what? We're right here. Spirit is right here supporting you. There's also some other symbols in here. We have the items that this person is typically holding. So more than likely in most decks that have like a picture, a person involved, they're going to be holding things that are cherished, holding items that mean a lot to them, some items that are valuable, but they're not carrying everything. They're not carrying their whole house, their entire life's savings. They're only taking the few things that are valuable. And it lets us know as we embark on our new Fool's journey that we cannot take everything with us. There are going to be some things that we have to let go. There are going to be some things that we're going to have to declutter, to give away, to donate, to sell, whatever. But we are allowed to take a few things that just mean so much to our hearts, that can help us move into this new transitional stage. And then also in the Rider-Waite Tarot, they're holding a stick with bags of whatever, and then there's also a white rose in here. And when I think about white roses, I think about purity, I think about divinity. It reminds me also of getting white roses when someone has passed away. I also know that white roses are used at weddings, and so when you embark on a journey, just the simple fact that there's so much connected to the white rose alone, in that it has these multiple meanings depending it just continues to stress the importance that while you're in this complete surrender moment, you have permission to feel all of these things. You will experience grief for what was. You will get excited for the new journey of love and excitement and togetherness that you're going to feel in this new journey. It's okay for you to feel like you're like a child and you don't know anything. You're completely innocent in your knowledge and you are just like, I'm just here. I'm just here doing this thing. And so this is a lot of people, sometimes I hear they're like, oh, it's the Fool. And they're like, oh, new journey. But you really have to take time to look at all these different symbols to see how this Fool is going to be affecting you wherever it shows up in the reading. It can symbolize that someone is being deceitful, someone is trying to make a fool out of you. That's happened a few times in readings that I've had. And then of course, if it's in reverse, this could symbolize that you are being like you're holding yourself back from taking a new journey. This could also symbolize that you're being a little bit too foolish and you haven't really taken the time to see what steps you need to be making, and you're just kind of like la 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 la, I don't really care, a little reckless. And despite everything that comes out of your reading, whether it's for you or for someone else, I always just feel like the Fool is one that is asking you to surrender, to create a tabula rasa, which is a blank slate, and to take a moment to acknowledge all of the attachments that you have and to check in to see if that's really something that you need to be holding on to. Is it something that you can say, okay, I'm ready to let this go? And so I feel like the Fool is such a beautiful card. And with it being such openness, the zero, the infinity of the zero. Zeros go on and on and on and on. Zero multiplied by itself is zero. What does it even mean to be a zero? What does the energy of zero mean to you? How does it make you feel? What colors come up? What sensations remind you of zero? How does the number zero show up in your life? What does spirit connect zero with when it comes to communicating with you? Because I guarantee you the number also carries weight. It's telling you something. It's giving you another piece of the puzzle. And so that's the whole beauty of, you using these cards to answer your questions and to get more insight and to come up with a plan. It's because you could pull one card, and have a whole book's worth of knowledge based on one card. And it's because you have to study, you have to dive deeper into these symbols, ask more questions about why this, why that, why did the artist choose yellow for the background? Why is the sky yellow? Why is the sky yellow? Somebody answer that in the comments. Why is the sky yellow? And here, it's blue. Why? Why is the Rider-Waite yellow? Why is the sun white? What does that mean? And that's what I'm trying to get you. That's what we are doing as we dive into these cards and we look at why is something I noticed in the Rider-Waite and the Shaman is that the close And the mountain and the, well, this doesn't have a sun, but the sun, the clothes, the mountain, and the companion all share similar colors. And in the shaman, it's purple, and in the Rider-Waite, it's white. And white and purple, for me at least, are kind of like very powerful, like spiritual, very cosmic colors to me. And I, of course, I naturally gravitate towards purple a little bit more because, you know, it's one of my favorite colors. But to me, it's like this completely divine color. And they're all amazing, don't get me wrong. But white and purple to me are like, hey, divine is here. God is here. The universe is here. Your deity, your ancestors, they're right here, leading and guiding you. And the fact that the colors are close to this person's body, the closest pieces of clothes to the body, and in the sun, you know, making me feel like there's this high level of connectedness, that your chaos is just as divine as your order. Come on, go. I love that. I love that. And how it's okay for you to explore being unhinged. We're not here to just be robots. Everything goes in this order, and this order, and this order. No. The universe don't even work like that. The universe be like, you know what I'm saying? And it works out. It works out. Seeking balance between your order and your disorder. Seeking balance. Seeking balance. Seeking balance. And if you've been so structured that you've fallen off balance, you're going to need a little chaos to level what you got going on. Okay? So that is the Fool for me. How does the Fool show up to you? What symbols do you pay attention to? There's feathers here. There's the clothing. There's the mountain. We could go deeper into the companion, into the objects in hand. And I want to know, what do you think? What do the colors speak to you? How do your cards look? How does the Fool make you stop? How does it make you want to dive in? What emotions come up? These are all the questions that I have for you, and I cannot wait to read what you have to say about the Fool. So thank you for joining me for the first tarot study. We will be diving into the Magician next. So be sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with your people so we can all have this conversation and learn and grow together. Thank you again for joining me. I'll see you next time. Mwah. Bye.